Well, welcome everybody to ACAA Women's Basketball. Starters for the Seawolves. Abby Ringdanine, number 4. Lexi Hauerluck, number 6. Number 8, Jenny Cripps. Bailey Henderson. Jalen Power, number 20. Kevin Monroe coaches the Seawolves. Number 4, senior Kelsey Crocker. Number 7, senior Randy Hudson. Catherine Korovitz, number 8. Talia Jones, senior this year. Alicia McNeil, number 32. Head coach Mark Forward for the Mystics. Well, welcome to the Garnet Brown Gymnasium, everyone. And I'm Robert Berard, the webcaster for the Mystics home games. Welcome you to the Garnet Brown Gymnasium. We have plenty of seats here if you want to come down and watch the game. This game was rescheduled. It was originally supposed to be played in St. John, but I think because of COVID protocols, it was postponed and is being played here. So Catherine Korovitz tipping off against Bailey Henderson. And St. John wins the tip. Abby Ringdanine brings it down, is going right to the basket. Doesn't finish the layup, and the Mystics come back the other way. Kelsey Crocker ahead to Talia Jones. Alicia McNeil in the corner, into Jones. Tries to hit a cutting Crocker, doesn't work. Turnover to the Seawolves. Bailey Henderson brings it down. She's going right to the basket, and she puts it in. Seemed to have a clear path to the basket, unimpeded, and finished the shot. Seawolves up 2-0. McNeil to Crocker. Randy Hudson in the corner to Korovitz. Korovitz up for 3, a little too long. And the rebound pulled down by number 20, Jalen Power. Possession arrow favored the Mystics. Alicia McNeil puts up a 3, and that one hits. Alicia McNeil for 3. Yesterday she hit her first 5 in a row and then kind of cooled down a bit, but impressive start from McNeil again today. 3-2, Mystics. Abby Ringdanine in the corner. Back out to Jenny Cripps. There's a struggle for the ball. Bailey Henderson and Catherine Korovitz. And possession this time favors the Seawolves. Cripps working on the outside. To Jalen Power, puts it up right at the end of the timeline. At the end of the time clock. And it's turned over to the Mystics. Here comes Alicia McNeil down the floor. To Kelsey Crocker. To McNeil. McNeil drives, stops. Works it back out to Crocker. Back to McNeil. McNeil's putting up a 3. And she hits her second in a row. Alicia McNeil puts the Mystics up 6-2. Lexi Hauerluck loses the handle on the ball. Oh, also called for a foul. Her first personal, team's first. A push on the scramble for the ball. Here comes McNeil. She's directing traffic this time. She decides to shoot again. She's feeling it from behind the arc. 9-2 Mystics. That wasn't on the line. Hauerluck goes to the basket. Nice play off the square for Lexi Hauerluck. 9-4. Into Randy Hudson. Hudson to a cutting Talia Jones, and she lays it in sweetly. 11-4 Mystics. Here comes Ring Deneen. She loses the handle. It's knocked out of her hands by Randy Hudson, I think. So 7:23 left in the period. Bailey Henderson will inbound. Henderson knocked out of bounds by Korovets. So Ring Deneen will try to inbound this time. Gets it to Henderson. Henderson working on the outside to Cripps. Cripps in the corner to Power. Power. That shot is partially blocked, goes out of bounds. Possession to the Mystics. Alicia McNeil coming down. Randy Hudson to Kelsey Crocker. Crocker turns around, back to Hudson. Hudson to Korovets. Korovets with a short jumper, and she hits that from the right side of the free throw line. Mystics up 13-4. Henderson, the far side. Pass is stolen away by Alicia McNeil. Intended for Cripps. McNeil gets it over to Korovets. Korovets puts up a three. And Korovets hits the three. And all of a sudden, the Mystics are rolling. Ring Deneen to Henderson. To Jalen Power under the basket. Oh, that got a little bit above the square. Missed the shot. Coming back the other way. Randy Hudson. Back to McNeil. And McNeil hits another three. Mystics like the home cooking. We get a foul here. Foul called on number 22, Talia Jones. Her first personal. Team's first. And Yohali Winyasa. Yohali Soleil Winyasa stole the ball away. Went to the basket. Couldn't finish the layup, but was fouled on the attempt. And she'll go to the line for two. Soleil Winyasa from Quebec City. Played earlier in the Quebec Cégep League. She hits her first shot. Mystics get to 20. And the second one is just as good, 21-4 Mystics. Jenny Cripps brings the ball down. It's over to Ring Deneen. Ring Deneen under the basket to Lexi Hauerluck, and she's fouled. And second foul called on Talia Jones. Oh no, this one called on 23. Oh, called on Winyasa. It's her first. Mystics ball, 5:32 left in the first period. Amanda Piercy in running things now for the Mystics at point guard to Talia Jones. Over to Alicia McNeil. Ashley Marshall into Winyasa. Winyasa turns around, misses the layup, but it's batted out accidentally by Jalen Power. And Mystics will keep the ball with a 14-second reset. Amanda Piercy to Talia Jones. Back to Winyasa. Winyasa to Piercy. Piercy puts up a three. Rolls in and out around the rim. Scramble for the ball. Referee blocking my vision. Jump ball. Possession to the Seawolves. Jenny Cripps to Abby Ringdanine. Scramble for the ball. Stolen away by Marshall. Into Winyasa. Doesn't finish the layup. Oh! And McNeil misses it as well. But another steal by the Mystics. Back the other way. Winyasa stops. Gives it to Marshall. McNeil for three, and McNeil hits another three. She missed the layup, but I think she's once again started with 5 threes in a row. Cripps. Mystics going to a press. Amanda Piercy on guard into Power. Jalen Power puts up a shot. Air ball. Grabbed by Alicia McNeil. She sends it forward to Talia Jones. Jones stops. Back to McNeil. McNeil over to Marshall. And Ashley Marshall hits a three. It's like Oprah. You get a three. You get a three. Long shot by Bailey Henderson, doesn't fall. And here comes Talia Jones back the other way. Jones to McNeil, thinks about it. Henderson tries to grab it, but her foot's on the line. Possession stays with the Mystics, 13 seconds on the shot clock. McNeil comes out, Jones comes out, and coming in, Calla Newcomb, number 9. From New Minas, and Piper Tracy Stewart from Fredericton, number 6. Lexi Harlock checks out for the Seawolves, and 21 Molly Barker from Campobello in New Brunswick checks in. Piper Stewart with the ball. She decides to shoot it, and I think it's Piper Tracy Stewart's first wedgie of the season. Graham Carter, former Mystics player, former student of mine, goes up and takes it down. But no. Underneath the basket. Oh, Piercy. And we have a jump ball. Tied up there. Newcomb ties up Abby Ringdanine. Possession arrow is now with the Mystics. So Amanda Piercy gets it into Tracy Stewart. To Winyasa. Winyasa going to the basket, tries to put it up off the bottom of the backboard. But Calla Newcomb comes away with it. Amanda Piercy out to Tracy Stewart. Newcomb off the front of the rim. Grabbed by Bailey Henderson. That shot was rushed because of the time clock. 27-4 Mystics. Abby Ringdanine takes a shot from 3, and she hits it. Calla Newcomb, pass. She spun around and passed behind the intended receiver. Ava Smith, who's in the game, saves it from over and back. Into Bailey Henderson. Foul is called on number 12, Ashley Marshall. Her first personal. Shooting foul. So Bailey Henderson will get shots. 2:38 left in the first period. And that one rolls off the rim. And she hits her second. Seawolves go to 8. Amanda Piercy. Long pass down to Marshall. Marshall off the rim, doesn't fall. It was grabbed by number 21, Sophie DeLore. Her shot doesn't go, but she's fouled. Maddie Klein checks in for Abby Ring-Deneen. Maddie Klein, first-year forward from Hatchet Lake, Nova Scotia. And 2 shots for Sophie DeLore. For Maniganish, hits her first one. And hits her second one. Takes a while to make up its mind, but it goes in. Mystics up by 21, 29-8. Here comes Molly Barker. They manage to get the ball out of the scrum. Bailey Henderson doesn't fall. And it's off Piercy. Seawolves keep the ball. Henderson gets it into Barker. And we have an offensive foul. Foul on number 13, Ava Smith. 6-footer. Amanda Piercy, Ashley Marshall. In the corner to Kalanukum, and Kalanukum nails a 3. One for her as well. 32-8. Claire LeBlanc. And Ava Smith. Back to Henderson. Henderson to Molly Barker. Henderson drives, throws it up, and draws the foul. Foul on Amanda Piercy. It's her first. A hand check gone awry. And 2 shots for Henderson. First one off the back of the rim. And the second one, it's the same. And Piper Tracy Stewart comes away with the ball. She's mobbed, but gets rid of it. And here come the Mystics. Kalanukum. Back to Amanda Piercy. Piercy decides to take the shot. Doesn't fall. Sophie DeLore goes after it, but has her foot on the line when she retrieves it. 1:11 to go, first period. Maddie Klein will inbound for the Seawolves. And here comes Molly Barker with it. To Henderson on one side. Henderson drives, nothing there. Gets it into Barker. Nice shot by Molly Barker, from Campobello. Rolls around the rim and falls in. Into Piercy. Short jumper just from the side of the key. Mystics up 34-10. Forward to Claire LeBlanc. That pass from Ava Smith is broken up. Possession stays with the Seawolves. Ava Smith to LeBlanc. Goes into Henderson and a foul called. 2? I guess 5. Foul on Piper Tracy Stewart, her first, and that is the 5th. So that puts Seawolves in the bonus. And Bailey Henderson to shoot 2. The first one, 34-11. And that one rolls off the rim. Tracy Stewart grabs the rebound, sends it forward to Sophie Delory. Back to Piercy. 14 seconds left in the quarter. Calla Newcomb, in and out. Rebound grabbed by Marshall, stolen away by Henderson. And Henderson's coming down the floor. And that brings us to the end of the first period with the score. Mount St. Vincent University 34. University of New Brunswick at St. John 11. Well, it's no secret that the Seawolves are underdogs today. As I say, this game was to be played in St. John, but because of COVID protocols, it had to be postponed. And for reasons known best to the schedulers, they decided to have the Seawolves come here to play what would have been one of their home games. Thank you. And you might notice, if you've been following the Seawolves, that it's a very young squad that they put out today. I don't know if it's from injuries or other reasons, but some of their veterans, Julia Bennett, who's a third-year player, Laura Steves, well-known, Hannah Grossman, who had followed for a number of years. Those three veterans haven't made the trip, and then there are a couple of other players out today. Keely Black and Ellie Collins, who aren't dressed. There's one injury in the team as well, but it's a young team. Ring Deneen, first-year player. LeBlanc, first-year. Harluck, second-year. Maddie Klein, first-year. Jenny Cripps, first-year. Bailey Henderson, first-year. Ava Smith, first-year. As well as Jalen Power and Molly Barker. So this is really the future of the Seawolves team today, and obviously they've got room to improve, and I'm sure they will. Okay, we're going to start the second period, and Abby Ring-Deneen looking to get the ball in. And that goes over everybody. And it's a turnover to the Mystics. Randy Hudson gets it into Alicia McNeil. Starters back in. Talia Jones hands it off to Korovitz, to Randy Hudson. Hudson to Jones, back to Crocker. Crocker drives, puts up a nice little teardrop. 36-11. Nice play by Crocker, who usually is shooting the three. Claire LeBlanc tries to get it into Smith. Batted back. Ring Deneen spins on Hudson, tries to throw it up. Looking for the foul. And Randy Hudson obliged by giving it to her. So Ring Deneen shoots. Well, that was off the back of the rim and slightly to the right. That one's on target. 36-12. So Molly Barker checks out. Jenny Cripps back in for the Seawolves. Alicia McNeil. Kelsey Crocker. Crocker in the corner, looking for help. Batted away by Maddie Klein. Mystics have the ball. Into Crocker. To McNeil. McNeil to Talia Jones. Jones drives. Oh, puts up a sweet little runner. 38-12. LeBlanc tries to get into Ava Smith, picked off by Jones. Here comes Crocker. Gives it to Randy Hudson, decides not to shoot, hands it to Korovitz, and Korovitz decides to make a 3 out of it. Mystics up 41-12. Cripps. Oh, yes. And Maddie Klein left all by herself under the basket, saying, "Get me the ball." And when she got it, she finished. 41-14. Crocker going to the basket, loses the handle, gets it back, gives it to Hudson. And Randy Hudson, seeing there was no other option available, put in the layup. 43-14. Nice play by Randy Hudson. Here comes Ring Deneen, and she cuts through the defense, puts it off the square. Get the 16th point for the Seawolves. Hudson stops. Back to Korovitz, who pops from deep. Windsor Exchange territory, 46-16. Mystics. Ring Deneen working on Hudson, gets it across the line. Tries to send it to Claire LeBlanc. It's batted away by Jones. So, Ava Smith, LeBlanc, and Maddie Klein come out. Harluck back in. Bailey Henderson looking for an outlet. Henderson into Ring Deneen. Picked up by Cripps. Harluck gets all air on that one, and Cripps can't finish either. Here come the Mystics back the other way. Lisha McNeil hands it over to Korovitz. To Hudson. Hudson to Crocker. Crocker with a 2. 48-16. Nice shot by Crocker. It's good to be able to shoot from the inside and the outside. Harluck. Nice pass in the corner. And here comes Henderson. Oh, just rolls off the rim. But out of bounds off the Mystics. Seawolves keep the ball. 6:31 left in the half. Cripps puts one up, doesn't fall, but Bailey Henderson grabs it, lays it in off the square. St. John to 18. Randy Hudson wanted to bounce the ball off Henderson, and instead of going out, just bounced up into Henderson's hands. That shot doesn't fall, knocked out of bounds by Jones. Ring Deneen wanted to put it in from the side, was a little short, but Mystics couldn't contain the rebound. Ring Deneen in the corner. Hands it off to Harluck. Gets it into number 20, Jaylyn Power. Misses the shot. And Harluck called on the offensive foul. Timeout taken by Coach Mark Forward of the Mystics at 48-18. First quarter, the Mystics had 8 out of 14 three-point attempts. Four for 4 from the free throw line. Alicia McNeil led the scoring in the first period with 15. Catherine Korovitz with 5. 5:45 left in the half. And here comes McNeil. Head to Talia Jones, to Randy Hudson. It tries to get it back to McNeil, but it's picked off by Abby Ring-Deneen. Lexi Hauerluck brings it up the floor for the Seawolves. And that was an unusual foul for Randy Hudson. She seemed to have both hands on the player. She usually just managed to slip her hand in between the player and the ball. That's her second personal. Ball stolen away. Alicia McNeil. Catherine Korovets, short jumper. Oh, rims in and out. Obviously, Korovets was too close to the basket. She needs to be between the free throw line and the logo. Here's a high shot. Offline by Jenny Cripps. Talia Jones to Korovets. Off the rim. Oh! Rebound grabbed by Kelsey Crocker. Someone lands on her head. A foul on Lexi Hauerluck. I think it's her third. Yeah. Winyasa and Ashley Marshall come in for Hudson and Jones. McNeil to Crocker to Winyasa. Winyasa puts up a shot. Oh, air ball. She needed to get closer for that one. Hauerluck checks out with her 3 fouls. Molly Barker comes in to replace her. Gets it in, picked off by McNeil. Korovets to Crocker. Crocker spins around. Sends it out to McNeil, saves it from going over. 9 seconds. And McNeil goes right to the basket, scoops it in. And the Mystics have reached the half century, 50-18. Beautiful play by Abby Ring-Deneen. Ran to the basket. Lifted it up, put it in off the square, and eligible for the 3-point play now. Foul on Yohali Soleil Wanyasa. Her second. And Ring-Deneen completes the 3-point play. Seawolves are up at 21. 3-pointer from Kelsey Crocker for 3. Crocker is she's certainly the best 3-point shooter on this team, and one of the best, if not the best in the league. And she's fouled by number 20, Jalen Power, her first personal, team's third. Randy Hudson comes in for Korovets. McNeil comes out. And I think Amanda Piercy's going in. So far, both times out have been taken by Mark Forward. right. Randy Hudson. Oh, that's the ball. Over to Amanda Piercy. Dishes it off to Winyasa. Can't finish. Piercy misses as well. Missed the square. And nice drive by Bailey Henderson, but she misses the layup. The other way, here's Crocker into Winyasa. Winyasa puts it up, but it is fouled. Crocker's going to sit down for a bit. Piper Tracy Stewart comes in. Winyasa hits the free throws. Has not been very accurate under the basket, but nothing but net on the free throws so far. And continues. 53-21. Okay, Henderson, three-pointer, offline. Turn over to the Mystics. Amanda Piercy brings it down across the line. Tracy Stewart, Piper Tracy Stewart hands it off to Piercy, and she can't squeeze it. Goes out of bounds. Randy Hudson checks out. Calla Newcomb in the game. Barker sends it forward. Barker puts it up, doesn't fall. Scramble for the ball. Tied up by Piercy. And possession arrow favors the Mystics, and that's a timeout taken by Coach Kevin Monroe, Seawolves. Okay, Amanda Piercy looking for an outlet. Gives it to Ashley Marshall, who gives it back. And Piercy sends it forward to Marshall again. Marshall puts up a shot, doesn't fall. Winyasa grabs the rebound. Sends it back to Calla Newcomb. Back to Winyasa, but that's picked off in the scrum. And Henderson goes to the basket and draws the foul. And the foul is on Amanda Piercy, her second personal. Team's fourth, with 2:11 to go. Bailey Henderson hits the first one. (55-22). And that one crawls in as well. 55-23. Here comes Piercy. Sends it forward to Marshall. Back to Piercy. Piercy drives. Throws it up. Oh, rolls off the back of the rim. Let me use the square, my dear. That shot by Jalen Power was off, but she grabbed a rebound. Now it's taken away. In the corner, Cripps for three, doesn't fall. Maybe it was a long two. And Winyasa grabs the ball and is fouled by Jalen Power over the back on the rebound. And because that puts the Mystics into the bonus, there'll be shots. Power checks out, number 13, Ava Smith from Fredericton, heads back in. Winyasa for two. Oh, that was a little strong, off the back of the rim. Breaks her string. And the second one is off too. It's been a while since the Mystics have scored. Oh, it's off a foot. Out of bounds. And to the Mystics. I think it was off a St. John foot. But there's oh. Okay. The official closer to the action says it hit a Mystic on its way out. So there you go. Minute 26 left. Sophie Delory guarding. Ring Janine with the ball. Tries to hand it off to Henderson. And that exchange doesn't go well. Long pass to Marshall. And she starts to drive before she puts the ball on the floor. Always leads to a travel in this league. Knocked away by Marshall, but Cripps gets it back. Cripps in the corner to Henderson. Henderson with a nice hook shot, doesn't fall. And Tracy Stewart grabs the rebound and gets it taken away. But Henderson doesn't finish the rebound. Grabbed by Piercy. Hands it off to Sophie Delory, who makes the layup off the square. 57-23. Nice job, Sophie Delory. That's why the square is there. In under the basket to Bailey Henderson, and she knows where the square is as well. 57-25. Calla Newcomb. Gives it back to McNeil. Piper Tracy Stewart. Spins, hooks, doesn't fall. Molly Barker checks out. Claire LeBlanc in for the Seawolves. Seawolves have a short bench, only 4 reserves. Mystics bench is crowded. Regular starter Gwinnett O'Leary out today, recovering from small knee injury. No need to aggravate it. She hopes to be ready for the playoffs. She's the one senior player and senior starter that didn't start today. Well, if the stars align correctly, we should have at least one playoff game here at Mount St. Vincent. As you know, there's no tournament this year. but higher seeded teams will have home games as we work through the bracket. And the Mystics should have at least one home game. So we'll invite you to come by St. John. And Bailey Henderson misses as well, so Mystics don't get a chance to get a shot off, but that brings us to the end of the first half. Mount St. Vincent 57, UNB St. John 25. And maybe before we send you off for a snack or a beverage, I'll try to see if we can have a look at the statistics from the first half, if they arrive shortly. Thank you. And there we go. Second quarter. Seawolves went 5 for 19, 4 for 7 from the free throw line. Mystics 9 for 18 and 2 for 4 from the free throw line. I mean, some statistics are fairly similar, but the difference is there were 15 turnovers for the Seawolves and only 8 for the Mystics. High scorers thus far in the game: Alicia McNeil with 17, Catherine Korovitz with 11, and for the Seawolves, Bailey Henderson with 10, and Abby Ring-Deneen with 9. So that's the story so far, and we're going to start up again in about 13 minutes. And as I say, I'll give you a chance to refill the chip bowl, grab a beverage, piece of celery if you're snacking, and we'll see you shortly. Okay, welcome back everybody for the second half of this ACAA basketball, women's basketball game between St. John, UNB St. John, and Mount St. Vincent from the Garnet Brown Gymnasium here at Mount St. Vincent University. Score is 57-25 Mystics as we start the third period with the Seawolves with the ball. Bailey Henderson into Ava Smith. Off the back of the rim, Ava gets her own rebound and puts it back. Uses the square this time, and it's 57-27. Talia Jones into Kelsey Crocker, and she knows how to use the square. Makes it 59-27. Mystics get the ball back. Kelsey Crocker, Talia Jones, under the basket. Oh! Randy Hudson. Randy, I think you were supposed to put that up. I think you were supposed to take that layup. And she passed to the phantom teammate. And here come the Seawolves. Abby Ring-Deneen for three. Getting back into it. Talia Jones going to the basket, off the square. Cuts through the defense, makes it 61-30. So we're going to trade baskets here. Here comes Ring-Deneen. Out to Henderson. To LeBlanc. Into Cripps. Jenny Cripps doesn't fall. Rebound taken by Kelsey Crocker for the Mystics. Alicia McNeil, long pass to Korovitz, to Crocker, into Jones. Back to Jones, under the basket, gives it to Crocker. Oh, just a little timid with that one, off the front of the rim. Wide open three for Cripps, doesn't fall. And there's a scrum for the ball, and it is a jump ball. Possession arrow favoring the Mystics. McNeil working on Ring-Deneen. Over to Korovitz. To Crocker. To Hudson in the corner. Thinks about a shot. Korovitz. Too strong. Off the far side of the rim. Oh, and wide open is Cripps, heading right to the basket and finishes. Somebody missed an assignment. 61-32. Jones to Hudson. Into McNeil. McNeil to Korovitz. Korovitz drives, little runner short. Mystics a little timid with the shooting. Long shot by LeBlanc doesn't fall, but there's Henderson flying in for the rebound. After Ring-Deneen. She puts up a three, doesn't fall. And Cripps can't get to it, rolls harmlessly out of bounds, and Mystics will take over. 7 minutes left in the third period. Forward to Hudson. Hudson to Korovitz. Jones. McNeil drives. Sends it back out to Jones. Jones is going to the basket. Oh, lays it up, a little short. Gives it to Crocker, and she puts it right over the front rim. Steal by Hudson. Patented Hudson. Oh, but McNeil blows the shot. Come on, Alicia. And Hudson knocks the ball away again, but the Mystics, or the Seawolves, keep control. Cripps. Ring-Deneen into Smith. Picks the ball up off the floor, but it's stolen away by Korovitz. For the Mystics. Korovitz. To Talia Jones. And a push called on Catherine Korovitz. Enthusiastically applauded by Coach Kevin Monroe. That's her first personal. He clearly thought it shouldn't have been her first, but it was. And Korovitz sits down, and Amanda Piercy comes in, trying to adjust her knee, her little knee brace there. And the first shot doesn't work. Second one does, and clearly considered a flagrant foul. And so Seawolves keep the ball as well. So it's 63-33. Bailey Henderson gets it in to LeBlanc. To Ring Deneen, doesn't fall. Hudson comes away with the rebound. Piercy, short jumper from the free throw line. And that's 2, 65-33. Ring Deneen across the line. To Bailey Henderson, flying in from the side, and she finishes the layup nicely. 65-35. To Kelsey Crocker. Seawolves, looks like they're playing the Mystics basket for basket. Piercy, nice turnaround layup. 67-35. Claire LeBlanc brings it across the line. Hands it off to Henderson. To Ring Deneen. To Ava Smith under the basket. Doesn't fall, out of bounds off Henderson. Ashley Marshall comes in for Alicia McNeil. Amanda Piercy across the line. Piercy into Crocker. Crocker to Marshall. Back to Hudson. Saves it from going over the line. 8 seconds left. Time clock. Oh! Piercy was cutting over, but the pass was far out of her range. Sewell's going to get in. They do at the last second. They get into Hauerluck. Hauerluck being menaced in the backcourt. Gets it forward to Jaylyn Power. Pass stolen away by Piercy. And a nice dish to Kelsey Crocker, cutting in from the far side. 69-35 Mystics. Marshall knocks the ball out of bounds. Possession stays with the Seawolves. Randy Hudson menacing the dribbler. They get 3 seconds to get it over the line. They pass it in. Goes over everybody. Get it back with 14 seconds on the shot clock, I guess. Piper Tracy Stewart sends it over to Hudson. Somebody's got to shoot the ball. Is it to Piercy? And Piercy with a nice little runner. Drops it in just before the buzzer. 71-35 Mystics. Long pass to Henderson. Bailey Henderson, and she puts it in nicely off the square. Henderson got behind the defense, didn't make a mistake, And Ashley Marshall returns the favor and gets the foul. And the foul is called on Abby Ring-Deneen, her first personal. And Marshall will try for the and one. 73-37 Mystics. And Marshall drops it in. Took a while, but it got in. 74-37. And Piper Tracy Stewart reaches in to knock the ball away, and that was counted as a push. So that is her second personal. Long pass into Jenny Cripps, but a little too long for a 5'5" guard. Mystics with the ball. Kalanukum inbounds to Amanda Piercy. Piercy sends it up to Piper Tracy Stewart, but slips through her fingers. Or I guess you might say she held it right on the tips of her fingers, but she let it slip right through her hands. Oh. Yohali Wanyasa stole that ball away. Amanda Piercy couldn't finish the layup, didn't have enough juice on it, and the Seawolves are bringing it back the other way. Open three for number 20, Jalen Power. Powerluck has one as well, but the Seawolves keep getting these offensive rebounds, so they've still got the ball. Bailey Henderson looking for somebody to throw it to. And the Seawolves turn it over. Tracy Stewart going to sit down. Into the game, Sophie DeLaurie. We got Newcomb, Piercy, Marshall in the corner. Goes to the basket. Can't get it up. And it's pulled down by Abby Ring-Deneen. Into the basket to Bailey Henderson. Out for three to number 7, Maddie Klein. Shot misses. And here come the Mystics. Piercy. Forward to DeLaurie. Sophie DeLaurie spins to Piercy. Out to Kalanukum. Off the rim, doesn't fall. Wanyasa gets it. Piercy for three. She's short. Wanyasa gets it again. And she's fouled. Fouls on number 7, Maddie Klein, her first, team second. Wanyasa, long two from the corner, all net. And the Mystics are up 76-37. Newcomb into Piercy. And a second quick foul on Maddie Klein reaching in. I guess you can reach in as long as you don't touch anybody. Piercy working the outside. Drives, nothing there. And that foul called on Jenny Cripps. And that's 4 fouls on St. John. Well, only a minute 14 left. Halla Newcomb with a shot that was a long ways off. Oh, yes. Long two for Jenny Cripps. 76-39. Marshall to Piercy. Piercy looking for something to do with it. Gives it. Oh, Newcomb too short. Double dribble called on the Seawolves. Which forward's a little frustrated with the kind of shot selection that the Mystics will be getting. And a travel. That's the ACAA travel, where you move the foot before you put the ball down. Seems like lots of people do it. Into Bailey Henderson. She's working on Newcomb. Turns around. Nice shot. Swish. 76-41. And the Seawolves, I think they might be out playing in the Mystics in this third quarter. Newcomb again with another very long shot. It doesn't fall. Well, the clock was running down. And that brings us to the end of the third period. Mystics up 76-41 at the end of three.
Just to remind everyone, after the game, we ask that everyone stays in their seats until the teams have left. Once the teams have left, then we ask everyone to leave. Thank you.
Well, St. John didn't outscore the Mystics in that third period, but it was pretty close. 19-16. So just a 3-point differential between the two teams in that quarter. Quite a difference from the first two. First period, Mystics outscored the Seawolves by 23. Second period, they outscored them by 9. Third period, they outscored them by 3. So the overall score suggests that the Mystics should have the game well in hand. But Coach Forward can't be terribly happy about the differential getting smaller each period. Well, 15 seconds away. And I think this may be the last regular season home game this year. And there was a 3-point shot from Jenny Cripps that rattled out, in and out. Talia Jones sends it over to Ashley Marshall, to Crocker. Amanda Piercy cutting in. Nice turnaround off the square. Pretty play by Amanda Piercy. 78-41. And Bailey Henderson over Jones drops it in. 78-43. Kelsey Crocker hands it off to Talia Jones. She's going to the basket. Oh, overshoots the mark. And Cripps comes away with it. Over to Ring Deneen for three. Doesn't fall. Picked off by Jones. Jones gives it to Marshall, to Amanda Piercy. Short jumper, rolls off the front of the rim. Jones with the rebound. Alicia McNeil drives. Picks it back out to Ashley Marshall. That three off to the right, doesn't fall. Bailey Henderson grabs the board. Bailey Henderson's going all the way. Called for the travel. Piercy across the line. Guarded by Ring Deneen. McNeil has it. Off to Crocker. Crocker puts it up. That's a little off. That's not her favorite spot for the three. Harluck, right to the basket. Doesn't fall. Turn over to the Mystics. Randy Hudson checks in for Amanda Piercy. Need to give the seniors their minutes in the old barn here. Talia Jones, Alicia McNeil. McNeil to Hudson. Hudson back to McNeil. McNeil puts it up, rims out. Grabbed by Cripps. Sends it forward to Henderson, or to Ring Deneen. Stolen away by Crocker. She puts it up for the bucket. 80-43. And a foul. And a foul called on Alicia McNeil. That's her first. Team's first in this fourth period. Harluck loses the ball. Mystics pick it up. Marshall stops. And 3 points for Kelsey Crocker. Talia Jones almost knocks it away, but the Seawolves save it. Molly Barker goes in, runs into a wall, and causes her to travel. (83-43) Mystics. Alicia McNeil across the line. To Korovets. Korovets to Hudson. To McNeil, they're working on the outside. Jalen Power reaches in. That's her fourth. And timeout taken by Coach Kevin Monroe, who wants to have some words with the officials. Doesn't like what he sees. And they listen patiently. when you get alongside the score, there's some cheer dancing going on during the, or bleacher dancing going on in the, during the timeouts. 6:28 left in the game. Mystics up by 40. It's hard for a coach. It's pretty hard to point out your team's mistakes when they're up by this much, but has to be done. Randy Hudson with the ball. Natalia Jones to Crocker. Back to Jones. Hands it off to Crocker. To Hudson. Hudson puts up the shot. Off the rim, doesn't fall. Taken back by Lexi Harlock. Barker over to Cripps. Stolen away by the Mystics. Here comes Randy Hudson, and she puts it up off the square. She knows what to do. 85-43, 5:45 left in the game. Abby Ring-Deneen tapped away by Jones, and reaching in, Kelsey Crocker. Got a hand in on Ava Smith. Crocker, Jones, McNeil come out. Piercy, Corvus, Wanyase into the game. Piper Tracy Stewart. Long shot by Ring-Deneen, and it just rolls out. It was going down. She tries again, short with this one. Oh. A lot of arms waving around there. I think we're going to get a foul. Yes, we are. Piper Tracy Stewart battling for the ball. A little too much contact. View of the officials. Ring-Deneen has it, spins around, puts up the shot, short. Grabbed by Piercy. And Piercy has it taken away from her by Cripps. Dishes it off to Ring-Deneen, and she finishes. 85-45. There comes Korovets, being guarded by Ring-Deneen. Gets past her. Sends it over to Hudson. Hudson back to Korovets. Korovets puts up a three, and she hits the three. 88-45. Molly Barker drives, kicks it back out to Cripps. Too strong. Rebound grabbed by Piper Tracy Stewart. And here come the Mystics. Wanyasa has it. Hands it off to Tracy Stewart. And I have to say, Piper, you have to hit the small square, the one behind the basket. And that's a nice shot by Lexi Harlock. 88-47. Piercy. And she's being harassed by Jenny Cripps. That's her second. Molly Barker checks out. Bailey Henderson back in. Piper Tracy Stewart sits down. Randy Hudson sits down. And we've got a second timeout taken by the Seawolves. I'll also shout out my thanks to whoever it was who gave me the complimentary comment on YouTube. Always appreciate kind words. Not sure who it came from, but whoever it was, thank you. And I should also correct for anybody who misunderstands, I did get another comment in my messages that referred to my comment that Piper Tracy Stewart had her first wedgie of the year. And there are some people who are not familiar with the fact that this is now the term of choice to refer to the basketball getting stuck between the basket and the backboard. I rely on the impeccable authority of CBS Sports Radio, and I think also Jack Donahue used the term in a Raptors game. So, just to clarify, that's what I was talking about. Yahale Winyasa out to Korovets for three. Doesn't fall. Piercy can't save it. Here comes Abby Ring-Deneen. To Cripps. To Bailey Henderson. Out to Harlock. Cripps drives, nothing there. Out to Smith. Bailey Henderson to Ring-Deneen for three, and she hits the long three. Abby Ring-Deneen finding her range. It's now 88-50. Nice dribbling by Amanda Piercy. Little Euro step. Coach thinks maybe there's one too many. And it's 90-50. Ring-Deneen to Henderson. Henderson to Ring-Deneen for another three. That one's short. Picked up by Henderson under the basket. Picked up by Winyasa under the basket. Again. And this time it comes out to the Mystics, and here comes Korovets. To Marshall. To Piercy. Piercy off the back of the backboard. When you're that close, hit the square. All right. Here comes Ring-Deneen. Oh, nice play off the square for Abby Ring-Deneen. Sails past Marshall, and it's 90-50. Winyasa puts up a shot. Too strong. Hits Sophie Delory and goes out of bounds. Turnover to the Mystics. Claire LeBlanc checks in for Lexi Howrluck. Ring-Deneen brings the ball down. Working on, look. Oh, under the basket. Oh, yes. Somebody wasn't watching. Bailey Henderson. She was wide open for that pass and made no mistake in finishing. And Amanda Piercy. She returns the favor. Cutting in and taking the pass and finishing. 92-54. Newcomb to Piercy, and she takes off, charges up. Oh, get it across the line, gets it to Winyasa in time. Just, oh, somebody's down for St. John. And that is Abby Ring-Deneen. Caught up in the scrum for the ball, and the wind knocked out of her. She seems to be okay, but she's going to sit. Oh, something hurts. Oh. And here come the Seawolves with 1:13 to go. The Cripps, LeBlanc, Howrluck. Howrluck drives and draws the foul. And Winyasa, fouls are going up. That's her third personal. And the Mystics' fourth. Lexi Harlock rolls it around the rim and off. And she hits the second one, 92-55. Piercy ahead to Kalanuthan. Ball to the Mystics with 18 seconds on the shot clock. Winyasa driving on Smith. Oh, throws the ball straight up in the air, but gets the foul. And that's Ava Smith. That's her second personal. Third team foul. Yohali Soleil Winyasa. Off the back of the rim. No point there. And that one's short. One long, one short. And here come the Seawolves. Lexi Harlock with speed. Henderson blocked by Winyasa. Possession stays with the Seawolves. And Cripps for three. Doesn't fall, and off the fingertips of Harlock. And with 37.6 seconds left, Mystics will get probably one trip down the floor. And Piercy gets it back. Newcomb to Piercy. Piercy drives, puts up a little floater from the side of the net, drops it right in. 94-55. 17 seconds left. This is probably the last possession for the Seawolves as well. And Ava Smith drops it in and gets the end one. Foul on Kyla Newcomb, her first. He's hit, so Ava Smith can convert this three-point play. And falls off. But Smith gets her own rebound and puts it in, so makes it a 4-point play. 94-59. It's going to be dribbled out. And that brings us to the end. Mount St. Vincent University Mystics 94, UNB St. John's Seawolves 59. Well, thank you for joining us, everybody. It's been a pleasure to call these games for you, and we hope we'll see you here for the playoffs in person or on the webcast. If you get a chance to come out for any of the playoff games, you won't regret it. But if I don't see you, until next time, have a good night, everybody.